Today, I'm super excited to talk about product demos. I know some of you in the audience are like product demos are the worst. I agree with that a little bit. To lighten things up, there's a lot of stereotypical things that happen with demos, and so I want to play a quick video. We're going to be showing some videos. These are kind of fun. So anyway, just enjoy this.
Okay, let me quickly share my screen. Going to be sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. There's a Harvard report. McKinsey says 75%, 67%, 0.2%. Imagine this scenario. Oh, imagine this. If I click here, if I click that button, now I just have to click that button. It's so easy to do that I just do it with a single click. I can also do it from my phone. I can also do it with my eyes closed. I can also do it with my mind. I just have to think it. This is only available in our highest plan. When you click on that button, it's automatic. It magically creates. Our automation, that's not available yet, but that's on our roadmap. That's coming in Q2, in Q3, mid Q4. That's coming next month, next week, this evening. It's being developed right now. It's usually very fast. It doesn't take this long. It must be the evening. It looks like the demo gods aren't on my side. Yes, that's possible. There's a workaround. Yes, I'm not too. Yes, we can do that. This is powered by our state-of-the-art AI-driven machine learning-led GDP3 infused patent pending technology. No, there is no dark mode.
All right. So I have probably said some of those same things in demos. A lot of us chuckle, but there's a lot of truth in those things. So what I want to do is go through a real-ish life scenario. And let's pretend for a second that I'm a sales engineer from Asana. For those that don't know, Asana it's a popular tool for doing project management and things like that. And let's say that I'm on a call and I'm helping someone that's about to launch a website. I'm trying to close the deal. And so I'm going to show a pre-recorded video of me doing a demo. And keep in your mind things that are going okay, things that you could do better, and then we're going to talk about it right afterwards. I'm going to show you all the features with Asana today. What we're going to do is just start up in the upper left, and we're just going to go through all of the options. So first of all, let's create a task. We're just going to click Create, then we're going to click Task. Doesn't matter what you put here, so let's just put test stuff. And then for the description, we'll just put some random things in here. So that's how you create a task. Next, let's go create a project. Doesn't matter which one you pick. Let's do a blank project. Let's give it a name, test project. Maybe click create. It'll take a second. And that's it. We just created our first project. Next, let's go message. Just click message, who we're going to send it to. And it doesn't matter what you put. So we'll just fill in some things here. All right, cool. And finally, the last thing that we want to do is go to settings. This is where you have your profile information. Again, it doesn't matter what you put here. And that's it. I've been through demos like this before. I may have given them as well. So let's go through an exercise. This is called an after-action review or an AAR. Military actually developed this. The 4 steps in the AAR are figuring out what did we expect to happen, next, what actually happened, third, what went well, and fourth, what we can improve on. So I'm going to cover the first 2 things. What did we expect? We expected to close the sale, and sadly enough, the person that we demoed this to won't return our phone calls. And so that's what's going on. So let's go through a little exercise. I have treats for people that participate. And so we've got some M&Ms, a Milky Way, and Twix, okay? So who wants to share either what went well or what we can improve? Just raise your hand. I'll repeat what you say so we don't have to worry about mics. So here in the front, Eric.
All generic information.
Generic information. And was that good or bad?
I would say bad.
Okay, agree. Okay, thank you, Eric. Okay, who else? Good or bad things? Okay, right here.
Unrelatable.
Unrelatable.
You got to know your client, know who you're demoing to.
but I showed them everything.
Yeah, put stuff in there that's interesting to them.
Okay. So he said that I didn't make it relatable and didn't know my client. Okay. No story. Fonzie.
Well, you did show them everything, so they know what to do with it.
Okay, so that was a good thing. We showed him everything. Okay, Ashley in the back.
Trying to sell features rather than understanding what they're paying for.
Okay, Ashley is one of our amazing sales reps. And so she said selling with features instead of selling, what did you say?
Their pain point is the problem they're trying to
Okay, instead of trying to help solve their pain point or their problem. So that was awesome. Okay, let's see if I can throw this. Oh, that was terrible. All right, that was on the bad list. Okay, who else? Just a couple more and then we'll move on. Okay, Victor.
One window open on the side makes it kind of distracting.
I'm glad you noticed that. So as a developer, like, do you guys see the little, it's called a Chrome inspector, so all the little codes. So we developers keep that open so that we can like troubleshoot and see what bugs are happening. You can't, like, I've had so many demos where people have showed me a demo and that little thing's open and it drives me bananas. So I'm glad you noticed that. Okay, one last thing. Anybody? Okay, nobody else wants candy. Okay, so let's try this again. I've got another demo. This won't be perfect, but I think we tried to fix a lot of those things. And so pay attention to this and then we'll talk about it. Notice no Chrome inspector. The screen is like you can actually see it. Oh no.
I didn't do it.
Oh, there we go. I almost blamed it. Good job, Ryan. I came this close to blaming that on the demo gods. Like, no joke. Okay, here we go. So I know earlier you shared with me how you had a big project of launching a new website for the company. What I want to do today is share with you how you can use Asana to accomplish that. So let's go ahead and click Create. Let's choose Project. Let's do a blank project, which gives us the most control. We're going to call the project Website Launch. It's important to name these so that you can find them again. Click Create Project. Wait just a second. So now we have a new project, and I'm going to add just a couple tasks so that we can see how this will be used. So first one, we're going to do purchase domain. Next, let's have a task that's called design site. And then last, let's have a task that's called launch site. All right, so we have a project with 3 tasks. If we want to go back in on any of these and add more detail, we can just go click on them. So let's go ahead and assign this to someone. I'll assign it to myself. And then let's add a due date of a couple days from now. And then for the description, let's say visit GoDaddy.com and use Bruce's credit card to purchase. Okay, cool. So after we've completed that task, we can go and click this button called Mark Complete. And just as a little shortcut, whenever you complete any of these other ones, you can just go right here and click the checkbox. We're going to click that one, and then we're going to end with finishing launch the site. So I hope you've been able to see how Asana can be a super powerful tool to help you complete your projects on time. Okay, was that a little better? Okay, so what did we like? Okay, in the back.
The fact that you stated their challenge that was upcoming and how you had a solution for that challenge.
Okay, so we started with like actually listening to the audience like Mike told us. Okay, thanks Milton. Okay, next, Craig.
You put in real content.
Real content. So for those that know me, like I hate fake demo data. Like I think I tell this to my team like every other day. And when you develop software, you get really used to like putting ASDF or test in there like repeatedly just because you're trying to go through it really fast. And you forget that when you're with a person, they don't care, like they don't know what ASDF is. They don't know that it's just something that's easy to type. So anyway, thanks for picking up on that. Anybody else? McKay?
You said why you were doing things a lot, which goes to some of the stuff I said earlier.
Okay, cool. Why we're doing stuff. Jacob and then Josh.
You zoomed in your browser, so it's a lot better for old people like
Okay. Jake, you're not old, but yes. Okay, Josh.
The story was cohesive and relatable. So everyone knows the idea of starting a website, getting the information. It was something that you could relate to, and there's a story that you were following the whole time that people could then latch on to.
Yep.
I can see myself.
Okay, so a real story, relatable. Okay, so, all right, I think we'll, okay, K-Dub, sorry.
You did not show them every single thing it does. You showed them the things that they care about.
Okay.
And they can tell that there's more under the hood, but that you didn't need to tell them every single thing.
Okay, so I didn't show them everything in the product, so I didn't start off, I'm going to show you every feature of Asana. Showed them one thing. It was 2 minutes long as opposed to an hour long. Okay, cool. All right, so let's wrap this up. I've got 8 tips for doing demos. And then I'm curious if you guys have had any success with, or any tips and tricks that you guys have. But let's just go through these. First, tailor your demo, know your audience. We actually talked about this a little bit. Next is what I call skip the boring. I think all of us have started demos, and people will start with like logging in, and it'll take like 5 minutes just to log into the product. Like, no one wants to see that. And so the other thing I've got is got show core loops. So like whatever is the star of your product, try and get to that as quick as possible. This is similar to like making a movie or doing a lot of other things. Like the things that you want to shine, do that early before people turn off, okay? Next, show real use cases. So don't use test data. We talked about that already. Next, we didn't talk about this today, but this happens a lot. How many people have been in a demo and this happens to yourself or somebody else? Like your phone dings, you know, that's super annoying, or there's an alert that comes up on your browser. So one of the things I do is I turn on Do Not Disturb mode on my phone, and that turns it off on my watch and on my phone and on my computer, and I will just leave that on for an hour. And I've gotten used to doing that like even before meetings start, just so that focus is on. So 4 more. Zoom to the optimal size. So this is important, not only because people need to be able to see what you're doing, but like a lot of these meetings today are happening virtually. And if you think of like a Google Meet or a Zoom, like your like picture that you're showing is taking up 3/4 of the screen. Like you don't even have all of the real estate there. So think about that. Zoom in as much as you can zoom to where it still looks good, but it shows what you're trying to do. Next, and this is also a technical tip for when you're doing online meetings, is share your browser tab. So if you share your entire desktop, what's coming through on the other side, 1, is a little bit distracting. 2, it's a lot more data to transfer on the back end, and it just makes for a worse experience for the people that see it. You have no idea really what it looks like, but it's worse for them. This next one is also related to doing online demos, but also in person. So as we were doing these today, you were seeing everything in real time, and it was real snappy. If you're watching a demo over the internet or over Zoom or something like that, there is some kind of delay, and you're actually not getting all the frames that are happening. And so like if somebody's scrolling through a big list, what that looks like on the other side is just terrible. And so if you're going really fast and you're talking through that, like they just can't follow you. And so if it feels slow, you're probably doing it about the right speed. So scroll slowly and click slowly. And then last is just practice. And so go through all of these things. Like I like to have 7 or 8 different scenarios in my back pocket for different parts of the product with a story attached. So if you're talking to, let's say I'm talking to Milton and I'm like, hey, you know, what are you trying to accomplish? He says, I'm trying to accomplish Y. I'm like, oh, that relates to this part of the product and I have this scenario. So practice those. Yay, demo gods. Okay. Anyway, that's all of the things that I wanted to show. Any questions or comments or anything that has worked? Ryan just needs to stand up. So I'll put these all on one screen if you want to take a picture or anything. Any questions or comments or things that have worked for you guys with demos? Everybody's super excited for Josh. Okay, well, Milton.
I don't do demos, I get demoed to a lot.
Yep, you get sold to.
What I love is when someone lets me take the reins and practice with the tool.
Okay, so you like when people turn it over to you and you get to play around with it, okay? Also very scary, but yes. Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much.